What's good, y'all? It's mask night. So tonight's mask night is actually designated for my people with oily skin. I've been neglecting y'all for a minute. I necessarily don't always suffer from oily skin, so that's kind of why I don't really make a whole lot of videos for you guys. But tonight, I got you guys. I've been getting some DMs regarding like some people dealing with like the nose being oily or just having oily skin in general. So I'm gonna help you out tonight. So first step is actually gonna be a charcoal strip that I'm actually gonna be using on my nose. This is a charcoal and witch hazel strip, and these strips are from Formula 1006. Now they actually send me these out to actually try out, and they actually work pretty well. It's kind of like that black Korean mask, that the liquid that you put all over your face and you peel it off, and it's supposed to have like the whiteheads on there. It's the same exact thing, but just for your nose, so more focus. And you can actually use this on your nose, your actual chin, and actually here, like in between your brow. So like pretty much your T-zone areas. So what you do, I'm gonna show you guys the package. That's what it looks like. And it actually comes with 8 of these. So you can actually cut these and use these for different parts, like your chin and in between your brow. You can actually cut that, so that's cool. So we're just gonna take this out of the package, rip him open. That's cool. Looks like a little mustache, low key. But it comes on this white plastic film. So peel it off the film. And this part is actually dry. So in order for this actually to work, you actually have to wet your nose or whatever the area is you're trying to put the strip on, then it'll actually dry up and get hard. Yeah. So you wet the area that you're putting it on, you put the strip on the area, you just wait for it to dry, and when it's dry, it'll be like hard and almost like crunchy, and you just peel it off your nose, and it should have some nice, really good things that you should like to see when you get finished cleaning your nose. But like I said, it's not sticky, but the second you apply it to your nose, because your nose is already wet, it already sticks. So you actually have to wait till this actually gets hard, because when this is ready to come off, it's gonna get hard and crunchy, and that's when it's time to peel it off. And then you should have like all your nice whiteheads and whatever else you had stuck in your pores. It should come out on the strip when it's done. So I'm actually gonna have to wait 15 minutes for this to dry. So when that's done, I'll check back in with you guys. The next step, nose strips. And we're back. So now it's actually time. Ow! It's actually time to peel it. Ooh! I'm not gonna lie, this one hurt. Oh, bruh. Like a man. Like a man. I think I got like hair. Yeah, this one hurt. Maybe I left it on too long. I was doing other stuff. So if you do this, don't leave it on too long, because you're gonna end up like me, in pain with your eyes running. Oh my gosh. Or you might just have that much gunk on your nose, for real. And I didn't take my nose ring out. Yeah, just trying to take it with it. There we go. Woo. Yeah. I mean, but it was definitely worth it. Yeah. I don't know if y'all can see that. I know it's probably disgusting to some of y'all, but these actually work pretty well, I can't lie. Whatever you may have on your nose, it'll definitely pull it off. It's a whole bunch of, I don't even know I had hair on my nose like that. A little fuzz. But I pulled all that off, so it should be nice and clear. So like I said again, this mask night is actually designated for people with oily skin. So if I deal with dry skin, so I think that's why I had such a hard time pulling this off. But if you have oily skin, I don't think it'll get it stuck on your nose like it did mine. But again, this is to pull the whiteheads you may have. Maybe your nose is like really bumpy or like uneven, or the pores are just big on there. You need to get that gunk out. So these strips work really well. The next thing I'm actually going to be doing for you know, the oily skin is actually the clay mask. I already have some made here, but I mean, I'm sure you guys are familiar with seeing this. I'm always talking about this. I'm not sponsored by these people. This is just stuff that I use. I mean, as far as the Indian healing clay, this stuff just works really well. And for the price, I mean, it's like $8 for what you pay. I mean, it's kind of hard to find another product out there that's just as good as this. So now, like I said, this is very good for people who have enlarged pores, oily skin. I would suggest using this maybe twice a week, depending on how bad, you know, your oil level is too. And let's say you have oily skin, you're not using a moisturizer, you're not helping your skin out doing that either. So that's for another video. I'll go more into that as far as the things you should be doing with oily skin. But to help minimize pores, I would suggest going with the Indian healing clay. Again, it helps with ingrown hairs, infected hair follicles, and scars, acne scars, discoloration, all that goodness. So I'm gonna finish rubbing this in, and then I'll check back in with you guys. Okay, check back in. So we're all rubbed in. So I have to wait for this to dry, which should probably take 15-20 minutes. Then I'll show you guys the next step after this. And again, this is the Indian healing clay. Yeah. What's good, y'all? So I'm back and the clay mask is dry. So now it's time to actually rinse this off and do my last and final step. I always do a hydration step after everything, just because of the fact I deal with dry skin. So just to keep my skin moisturized and, you know, looking its best, I always do a hydration step at the end of everything, or at the end of, you know, my mask night. So for my people with oily skin, make sure you're actually using apple cider vinegar to actually get the most bang for your buck using the using the Indian clay mask. Again, this is super duper good at minimizing pores. Use this on a regular, once a week if you deal with oily skin. I promise you'll love me for it. It's time to rinse this off. I'll check back in with you guys. Yeah. And we're back. So washed all the clay off. So I'm feeling pretty good. Got pretty deep in those pores, especially with that strip I used and the clay mask on top of that. My skin feels super duper smooth, can't lie. So next step, like I said, is hydration. So I like to use this a lot. This is the honey potion from Farmacy, which is another brand you guys have probably heard me talk about a lot. I've done a couple of videos on this mask too, but this is the one I'm going to be using for my hydration portion. Now this has honey inside of it. It's actually made with honey, and honey is a very good antioxidant, which is also good for you know, getting at those impurities that are, you know, deep in the pores. Especially if you have enlarged pores, you would want to use something like this to help, you know, clear all the impurities out that you have inside. So I just take a little bit of the honey out. They give you this little metal spatula, which is pretty cool. Has a magnet lid. But I just take the honey out, put some on my face, and I kind of just rub it into my skin to make sure I get it deep down into the pores as far as the moisture. And it turns white from yellow. And it kind of has a, well, it doesn't kind of, but it actually has a warming sensation. So you can feel the skin start to warm up as you work the mask into your skin. But I'm gonna leave this on my face for about 15 to 20 minutes. Then I'm gonna wash this off, and that is gonna conclude our mask night. I'm actually making a video for people with oily skin, for some products that you guys can use that I use that I know work, and maybe some other brands, you know, you can find products similar to the ones I'm showing you from brands you may know and love. But I'm gonna show you the stuff that I have. That'll be my next video, so be on the lookout for that. So my oily skin people, I haven't forgot about you. It seems like I get those kind of messages from people with oily skin more than I have people with dry skin, or maybe oily skin is more common than dry skin. All right, but we are rubbed in. So like I said, I'm gonna let this sit for about 15-20 minutes, and I'll check back in with you guys. That'll be the end of the night. But again, this is the mask from Farmacy, the honey potion. Check them out, they got some really dope products. We're all done. That's the end of mask night. So the first step I actually used was actually these strips from Formula 1006, the charcoal and witch hazel, which are good for, you know, getting the whiteheads and stuff off of your nose. Maybe you have some stuff here in between your eyebrow and under the chin, some whiteheads you need to get. Very good at that. The second step I did was actually the Indian healing clay. And again, this night was designated for people with oily skin, so this is very good for, you know, oil control, minimizing pores, getting that stuff out of the pores to help minimize the size. Very good. Then the last and final step was actually a hydration step from the people over at Farmacy with the honey potion. And that concludes mask night. So if you guys have any questions or anything like that, feel free to send me a DM or, you know, leave it in the comment section below. But until the next mask night, I'll see you with some more masks. Yeah!